Welcome to GPU, the show. We are here with a special edition, and we are your show for everything games, media, and entertainment.
That's right, Donna. Let's roll that intro!
Woo!
GPU, the show.
Welcome back. I am Donna Basic Tech Walters. I am here with
My name's Taylor, and that's all you're getting.
Just Taylor.
Just Taylor.
Yeah. So Taylor, what are we doing?
Actually, I was called Basic T the other day, so maybe that's what I should be. Basic Tack and Basic Tea.
Basic Tech and Basic Tea.
Which is what I also drink in my mornings, just tea, plain,
and that's
straight.
it?
That's it, yeah.
Is it Earl Grey hot?
Like Captain Picard? Yes, it is.
Uh-oh.
It should be.
All right,
I think I might start doing that.
Yeah, you know,
Gotta shave my head for that first, though.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. You know, I mean, hey, it works out. You know, I mean, I love the captain. So, what can I say?
Captain Morgan.
You know. Anyways,
yeah.
So we're here at Capital Creative Showcase, and we are doing a very special edition of GPU the show. Super, super excited. As you can see, we have a bunch of different things going on. Taylor, you've already had a chance to kind of look around. You were backstage earlier. By the way, nice outfit change. I'm digging it.
I had to put on this shirt is special because this is the same shirt that I wore when I first came to the show as just like a consumer, a person just here to check it out.
And that was like 5 years ago, right?
5 years ago,
Oh my gosh.
pre-pandemic. Yeah, it's been a while. So I thought I'd bring it back for this one. I had to show it off again. But yeah, the CCS show is really cool because this is a place for all of the local gaming developers, of which there are more than I would have expected, are here to
Absolutely.
show off their work. You know, making a game is hard work, and so this is their chance to really kind of get together and show off all they've been working on. And for every single one of them, this is not their full-time job. This is a hobby, it is a passion, and they're really, really passionate about the games that they've been making. So we're here to let you know what those games are and what to look forward to and who the hot new developers coming up in this scene, who they are.
Fantastic, yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
super excited because I see some familiar faces that I've seen at previous CCS events. I'm seeing some new faces. I'm seeing some people from Global Game Jam, and you know, it's incredible to see this community back in action after the pandemic, and you know, back in person again. So we've got this room, we've got a couple other rooms, and they are just building with a lot of energy.
The whole convention, yeah, is pretty slammed. There's a whole bunch of different people who are selling shirts, who are selling gaming memorabilia and other kind of tchotchkes. It's a fun day. And you mentioned my wardrobe change. It's because I had a chance to speak to a couple of developers earlier today backstage before the show, starting with a guy named Zach Wynn. He has two games he's showing off. They're both donut related, and it was the perfect game to start my day with because I needed that coffee. His games are about donuts and coffee not playing nicely with each other. They're called Mega Mocha Mania.
Mega Mocha Mania. You know, I love donuts and coffee, so I think I'm going to love this game.
Let's toss it to Taylor from earlier today. Taylor in the past.
All right, Taylor in the past.
Yeah, take it away, you handsome devil. Hey, thanks, Taylor in the future. I'm here with Zach Wynn from Zach Wynn Studios. He's presenting two games today at CCS. Is that right?
Yep, two different games, Mocha Mania and Mega Mocha Mania.
Mocha Mania, I'm guessing, is the first
Yeah,
one.
that's a good guess.
Tell me, start with that one. What's that one about?
Yeah, so Mocha Mania actually showed off last year at the virtual CCS event that we had, and it is an 80s-inspired classic arcade game. Similar to Donkey Kong. We are following the journey of two donuts, Maple and Glaze, as they're trying to chill out the over-caffeinated cup of joe. So each level, they have to collect a sugar cube to sweeten them up, a cream bottle to mellow them out, and a spoon to stir it all up. So, and then they can progress on to the next level after that.
That sounds pretty fun. What makes the second one mega? What has happened to Maple and Glaze to...
So the thought was, I'm taking Maple and Glaze and I'm taking them out of the 80s, bumping them into the early 90s, right? And so the
Cool Spot
was-
style, right?
Exactly. The inspiration was Super Nintendo. But I was like, okay, I don't want to go with the Super Mocha Mania, right? So I was like, all right, let's change the word Super to Mega. Now we have Mega Mocha Mania, right? Because everything in the 90s was big and grand and, you know, colorful, right? And it was, you know, commercials were exploding in your face all the time. So
The TVs had more contrast, so
yeah,
they took advantage of that. Yeah.
seriously. So the Mega Mocha Mania is just highlighting that not only is it their sequel and they're stepping up, but it's kind of capturing that essence that the 90s were.
But the game style has changed completely. This is a platformer.
Yeah, so there's similar concepts. We still are following Maple and Glaze. Cup of Joe's going to play his role in it as well. We still have over-caffeinated coffee beans, espresso mugs, tea bags, all of this. But now instead of them trying to collect all these ingredients, they've upped their game and they have a cream jetpack that they take with them that helps them mobilize and to also cool and calm down the extra the over-caffeinated enemies.
I'm thinking about Flood for Mario Sunshine.
Yes.
You got yourself like a little, but who would not want something like that, right?
Actually, that you mentioned that was the big inspiration.
Yeah?
Like, let's take Super Mario Sunshine and make it a 2D platformer instead.
That's amazing. Is it 2-player with mocha and maple and glaze?
It's going to be similar to how Super Mario World was, so it's past the controllers, so you still can play 2-player, but just like somebody would take care over Mario or Luigi and then switch off levels, it's going to be in that style.
Very nice. Let's talk about the theme, the inspiration for that. Are you just some kind of coffee addict? Where's this coming from?
No, I'm a donut addict.
Donut.
Yeah.
What's the best donut shop that you've ever been to?
Family Donuts in Fair Oaks.
Okay.
That was quick. I know that.
Yeah, he must.
I know my
Yeah.
donuts.
It's his family's donut shop. That's why I'm kidding.
That's my favorite. Yeah, but
Nice.
I love donuts.
And your go-to order, if you could only pick one.
Chocolate cake with sprinkles.
Dang, colorful sprinkles, the pink ones, right?
Colorful sprinkles. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly. You have to go all in and go home.
Nice. Anyway, sorry. Back to so yeah, it was just the donuts. Sorry, with the theme.
Yeah, for the theme, for the inspiration. For the theme and just like the aesthetics of it, yeah, I love donuts. I was like, that's a fun, cute character. I don't really see a lot of games with donuts as the heroes, right? So it's like perfect. This is my opportunity. But just as myself as a developer, I wanted to progress kind of naturally. So I was kind of following how Mario progressed and Donkey Kong. They started at the arcade. We got Mario Brothers after that. We got Super Mario World. We got Mario 64. And so I wanted to take my own development journey and take these characters with me. So as I progress and level up, so are they leveling up and kind of hopping decades at the same time.
I love that. That's
Thanks.
really great. So the next one, Super Mega Mocha Madness, will be a 3D platformer like Mario. I'm kidding.
That's the goal. We'll
Yeah.
see.
Let's finish this one first.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
much more has to be done for this to be like for you to be happy with it?
There's going to be, so this will be a next year release.
Okay.
So by Capital Creative Showcase, they will have a playable demo level, which I'm excited about. So the characters look cute, they're moving around, everything's working. It's just now you have to flesh it out and really go to town on it.
All right, that is Zach Wynn from Zach Wynn Studios, Mega Mocha Mania and Mocha Mania, depending on how caffeinated you want to get. You can check them both out today. They're out there on the floor. Back to you.
What a great interviewer. Not
Yeah.
interviewer, right?
I mean, Taylor from the past is pretty awesome. What
And,
could I
Taylor from the
say?
present's even cooler. But Taylor from the present is missing out on his game time. I've been taking a look around here, and there's a lot of cool stuff that I want to go check out. And as a gamer, I'm getting a little bit of FOMO.
Well, what are you
Can
doing
I
sitting
leave
here?
you to
oh
it?
Oh my gosh, yeah,
Okay,
go. See you later. All right, well, while he's off, we're going to actually go back to Taylor from the past again. He's going to talk to Peter Hansel. We call him Ho Ho Hansel because he came up with a Christmas game. But now, today, he came up with another game. It's called Chice. It's chess and dice put together, Chice, and now he's hotter than Hansel. Taylor from the past, take it away.
Here with Peter Hansel, who is no stranger to CCS. He's been here presenting how many games? Mow and Go Racing, Cat Attack Coaster,
Bike Route Sacramento.
Bike Route. But this time you're here with another company, Lunar Delights,
Right.
presenting
Brand new
Chice.
game, Chice.
Tell us about it.
Well, Chice is chess with a twist. It's got a die, and so you roll the die, and the die comes up knight, and you got to move your knight. And then you play, and I roll
Ooh.
again. Knight comes up again, and my knight's blazed in around. And so it's a game because it's chess, and everybody knows how to play chess. You know how to move the pieces, but it's not the same chess.
It's chess with dice.
It's the die
Chice.
tell you what to do, and it's just a completely different game, completely different experience. And we're going for the games are about 5, 10, you can play long form games, but a lot of them are 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
And it's a lot of fun. And it's great to be here on a new game.
Yeah, tell us what your role is on this one.
So I am now the art director, and so I get to push the art assets and the direction of the art. I've also joined the management team, so I'm working with them on
Great.
Overall direction of the game, the platforms we're going out live on, and a lot of types of things like that.
Okay, so as art director, how many opportunities for different types of art can there be on a game like this?
Well, you know, chess, if you Google on chess how many different kinds of chess sets there are hundreds
That's a
of them.
good point.
And so we've been looking, and we have brainstorming sessions. We did a whole poll of all these different things: pirates, ninjas, Cthulhu, fantasy, classic, all this stuff.
Got to license the
Mushroom.
Nintendo.
It's anything,
Yeah.
right? It's everything. And we've got this great artist, 3D artist and 2D artist, and he's making all kinds of cool stuff. And so hopefully we'll be like, I really like this skin. I'm going to play this one. You're playing the pirates. I'm playing the robots. It'll be kind of wild, I think, that way.
There was a great show on Spike TV. It was actually like samurais versus ninjas. Who would win? Now we can figure it
Now
out
you can play
ourselves.
it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know, it's not going now, but we have a lot of ideas for sizzle, like animations and particle
Oh,
effects
cool.
within the DLC sets. So if you buy the pirate DLC set, it's got things that blow up and shoot cannons and
Oh,
all
how
this kind
fun.
of stuff, because why not? You know, it's a video game.
That would keep me around for a lot longer. Yeah. Let me ask you this, though. When it comes to strategy, is it possible for a move to be impossible? If I get a knight and my knight is either they're both gone or it can't move anywhere,
Right,
what do I do?
So the die only rolls what you can do.
Oh,
Like
okay.
originally, this was actually a paper and pencil game, and that one you'd roll, and I think you'd have to re-roll if you got an impossible move.
I see.
And so that way, like early in the game, if you get your knight out there, you'll get knight a lot because it'll be either knight or pawn are the only two rolls you can get. And so you kind of, if you're good at the odds, you can kind of figure, I've got 3 pieces that can move, so it's a 33% chance for any of those 3 pieces to move. Whereas once your board is open and all the pieces are moving, then it's really unpredictable because you're like, oh, geez, anything can move, you know. And so when you're getting beat and you're down to like, I've got my king and 2 pawns, you're actually not really beat because your die will come up king, pawn, king, pawn, king, pawn.
Yeah.
And the other player's die will be like, he's got 4 different things and it's way more distributed. And so you kind of have this weird comeback ability if you get down early, that you can come back because you know the dice will be more favorable for you.
Yeah, there's some AI built into that too, so the dice knows what you can do.
The dice knows
Yeah.
what you can and can't do, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You
So
already
we
answered that.
we have a playable demo, so you can play it right now. Go on out there and play it. And I'm also going to be showing different game screens. I've got some here. I've got more out there, and so you'll really get a sense of where we're going with the game.
When it's ready, how can we get it?
Well, right now we're going to probably be on Android.
Okay.
We've got a mobile build. It's short enough that you can play it in a casual situation, pick up your game, play it. If you're offline and playing against the AI, you can just leave the game running and you get back to it and keep playing. If you're live playing PvP against somebody else online, it's 5 to 10 minute experience.
You know, I hadn't even considered that. It's like Words with Friends. You know, multiplayer online. That's how you're playing each game. Yeah.
It's really fun as a PvP game. Because you're watching, and when it's somebody, especially when you're playing to your friends, it's your friend, you want to get him, and you need, well, I could roll that bishop, I'll get his queen, because we're standing off against each other, and if you roll your queen, you're going to get my bishop, but if I roll the bishop first, I'm going to get your queen, so you get these kind of great standoff moments in the game.
And there's a small degree of luck to it. So if you're not the best strategist at chess, hey, you can still get out there and beat your super strategic chess master friend.
That is completely right. You can play against someone who's much better than you, and if you get some luck and know what you're doing and have a little fortune, you could beat anybody at chess,
Awesome.
which is really a neat thing about it. You know, I really need 2 hands to talk. I can't talk with just one hand.
Well, for the next interview, we'll make sure to get you like a wireless mic or a mic stand. We'll get you something. But for now, Chice is out there on the floor. Thank you, Peter, for joining us. It's been a real
Thank
good
you
time.
so much. Great. Happy to be here.
All right, we are back, and I am here with the amazing Frank Lawrence from Let's See Your Hat, Geek Freaks podcast. So,
Yeah.
Frank, thank you so much for joining us. I saw you out there in the lobby, and you were actually doing a live show.
Yeah, we've been recording today. We've got Smash Brothers out there. We brought one of our guys. It's a esports coach, and so he's kind of schooling some of the kids, and he's knocking the roast off himself. So
That's awesome.
That's
Yeah,
what
I
we
saw
have
the
moving.
big, huge screen with the Smash
Yeah.
Brothers going on.
it's fun.
I am terrible at Smash Brothers, like so much so where I'll be like kicking butt, right?
You and me both. Yeah.
But here's the thing: is like I'm like, oh yeah, I'm kicking butt,
Yeah,
butt, and
yeah.
then they're like, no, Donna, you're over there off of the edge, falling off of the map. I'm like, oh, okay. So
Happens to the best of us.
yeah, thank you, I appreciate that. So Frank, tell me a little bit about your podcast. How did it start?
So yeah, 2018, basically, when you guys get in your 30s, you know how it is. It's hard to hang out with friends. So we thought, what, let's do a podcast. It'll force us to get together every Saturday. Well, then pandemic hit. That was 2018. We were doing good. Pandemic hit, and then I saw these indie creators trying to do something with their time, and I was like, I could help people who need to know how to podcast. So we started a network. We got 11 shows now, 9 here from Sacramento. We teach them how to podcast, how to launch. We get them started, and they're on their way. Some big, some small. We handle it all.
That's fantastic. So do you only focus on podcasts, or does that kind of go into the streaming
Well,
realm?
that's the thing, right? Something I'm sure a lot of these game devs are learning here today is you got to build that brand. So then it's like, hey, here's how you do social media. Here's how you look at analytics, Twitch, everything, right? TikTok. And then you got to learn how to adjust and adapt. So it's an ever-changing world, and we're trying to change with it.
I mean, that's fantastic, right? Technology is, just like you're saying, ever changing. And so if you are not innovative and you don't stay with the times and stay with the new developments, you're going to fall behind. And it sounds like you know that very well.
Yeah, and you got to look at the numbers. The proof is there in the analytics. A lot of people who watch TikTok's a good example. Oh, I like these videos. Oh, this dance is real popular. Why is everybody seeing this dance? Well, it's because it's trending. And so you got to learn how to adjust with it. And so we teach them how to adjust with it. Small things. I'm sure you've probably driven around in your car and you're like, I got a good podcast idea for something. Bring it on over. Let's show you how to start this up. And because there's a lot of paperwork. You wouldn't believe it. A lot of paperwork.
Really?
We take care of it. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Tell me a little bit about how you got started specifically in podcasts.
I'm a fan, right?
Yeah.
So I used to go to live podcasts right here at Crest Theater here in Sacramento. Beautiful theater. Check it out if you guys come on by. Beautiful theater. I'd go to live podcasts and I'm like, I can do this. I think I can. So I bugged my brother enough, and then we got our friends involved. Here we are today,
That's
4 years later.
That's amazing. And what a great thing to have already started and launched, especially when that pandemic hit, you know? And so then it gives you that time. Well, I'm assuming, right? Maybe you're already so slammed with time, but.
Well, yeah, it changed what your time was used as.
There you go.
We had a studio that was all of a sudden empty. So we're like, hey, let's check out this, Zoom. Everybody figured out what Zoom program was, and that's how we had to adjust.
Oh, I love it. That's great. So on your podcast, what do you guys talk about?
So Geek Freaks, the one that launched it all, is a weekly geek culture news podcast.
Okay.
Right now we have D23 going on. We have this amazing convention here at CCS that we're going to be talking about. We're talking about today. And then we've got many spinoffs. One that's just about video game topics, the deep dives. We're just on battle passes. How good is a battle pass?
Right.
We have others that we brought in 3 coaches and athletes from esports talking about, hey, this is how you guys get into those events and talking about the experiences, something you won't hear anywhere else. We got it.
That's fantastic. Now, do these coaches, are they college coaches? Are they professional coaches? Like, what do they coach?
Started in college, now professional.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. And so you managed to really kind of bring this whole community together.
Yeah.
How did you get the idea?
Well, just got to be open. That was the idea is I know there's so many times where you're not sure where to start. So you start YouTubing things.
Yeah.
Well, I've YouTubed it for you. I even went back to school for it to learn audio engineering. And so we went from there and we got better and better, and we're helping others also get better.
Fantastic. Well, I'm super, super excited to have you here on GPU. If people want to know where to reach you, how do they find you?
GeekFreaksPodcast.com. Just start poking around. You'll find all the Twitters and Instagrams and all that.
Frank, thank you so much again for coming out. Really appreciate your time. Now we're going to go actually take it to Taylor in the past with Cobalt Tactics. He was talking to the game developers there. So Taylor, take it away.
All right, here with Daniel Todd from Anxious Tuna Entertainment. Am I saying that right?
Yep, that's right.
I wish we had time to get into how that name came about, but first we got to talk about your games. You have 2 of them on display today. Tell me about what you got going on.
All right, so my first game is it's our Game Jam project that we started a few months ago. I want to say June, July, around that range.
This year?
This year, yes.
Okay.
It was a 3-month game jam. We didn't technically get the demo out before the game jam, but because our whole team wants to keep working on it after the whole CCIS as well and stuff. So we're kind of making it migrated more into an actual game project.
Hey, all right, cool.
So the name of the game is Cobalt Tactics. It's a tactical RPG, and basically when I made the premise or the prompt for the game jam, I pitched it as reverse D&D essentially.
Okay, let's elaborate on that. How do you play D&D? You start at level 20 and you get weaker and weaker?
Not that way. It's more of you play the monsters in a fantasy setting, and you're basically your main enemies. You're pillaging towns, fighting villagers, that kind of stuff for your dragon overlord.
That is amazing.
He gives you like a fraction of the gold to go buy some more stuff to do harder missions.
And eventually you encounter groups of adventurers who are trying...
they're like the bosses kind of.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. That's cool. I love that idea. I can see now why you would have won the game jam with that. What's the play style? Tactical RPG?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, tactical RPG. Pretty much it's plays very much like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of combat system. You get your move action, your attack action, and maybe like another attack action or another move action, whatever you would choose or whatever. And it's just kind of you go through the turns that way and stuff like that.
When your team is taking breaks, you play actual D&D?
Yeah.
Are you the DM?
Yeah. No, I used to be. I used to be back in high school and stuff like that. I have started playing Pathfinder with my friends recently outside of
As a player?
As a player, yeah, with my separate from our group, but another group of friends.
As the leader of the pack, you have to take a step away from your team and play with other people. I totally get it.
Yeah.
That's very, very cool, man. Kobold Tactics. But there's another game. What else are you working on that you have?
So, the other game is called Snackerfice. It's basically a monster collecting RPG in the vein of Pokemon, Digimon, that kind of stuff.
Okay.
The main premise of the game is that long ago in this fantasy world, demons, spirits of the wild, fae, ghosts, things are just summoned into the world willy-nilly with no regard to the actual reality around it.
I shouldn't be surprised the D&D guy has a rich backstory of lore for his games that he's made. Sorry, go ahead.
You're good. And basically, because of all that damage to reality, magic was rewritten. So basically, all those entities had to be summoned into food vessels for food, like culinary vessels.
So you don't carry Pokeballs, you carry plates and bowls.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's like your takeout bags, or how you catch some monsters and stuff like that. Basically, the vibe I'm going for is kind of a bite-sized monster catching game.
He's got jokes too.
So yeah, it's basically bite-sized. So basically the stats are a lot lower. It's a lot less to worry about. So that way it's like hopefully you can get into more of a competitive element or just kind of pick up and play without having to spend like 30 hours trying to grind the perfect.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. It's just really more. It makes it more accessible.
Yeah.
Hopefully easier to play with friends and maybe more fun for that reason too.
Exactly. Very lighthearted, very fun. Like a lot of it's like the main professor is gonna look like Guy Fieri kind of look.
I love it, Daniel.
Yeah.
Definitely an idea, guys. Some cool premises for some cool games. Check out Snackerfice and Kobold Tactics out there on the floor.
Welcome back, everybody. My name is Donna Basic Tech Walters, and I am here at CCS 2022 with the wonderful, allegedly, Dr. Nick Hastings from Square Root Academy. Nick, how's it going?
Oh, it's fantastic, Donna. It's a pleasure to be here with you all. This has been dope to come back outside and see all of this, all the games, all the creativity, the people, the energy. Even though it suddenly got real quiet. But it's okay. I love it here.
They got quiet because you had important stuff to say. So that's all it was. They were like, oh, we got to hear what Nick has to say.
Just running my mouth. Just running my mouth, Donna. That's it. That's all.
Tell me a little bit about, super glad you're here, first of all. Tell me a little bit about Square Root Academy. I know there's some folks that are out here that know who you are, but maybe some folks that might not know what Square Root Academy is.
Sure.
What do y'all do?
So Square Root Academy is a local nonprofit. We primarily operate in Northern California. We have some plans for Southern California and pretty much bridging that gap. But what we do is we make sure that all youth have access to STEAM-based activities. And for those of you that do not know STEAM, that's going to be science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics.
I love that they added the art in there because
it's key.
It's such a key component.
I mean, but all of this stuff, it has an arts element to it. I mean, science is art, tech is art, engineering is art, video game design is art.
Yeah, absolutely.
All of it incorporates so much of it into it.
That's fantastic. So tell me about your role with Square Root Academy.
Oh, well, co-founder, current executive director. I pretty much take care of making sure, our creative type endeavors, such as our event Coming 5,000 Watts, but we'll talk about that maybe later.
Okay.
But just pretty much make sure that all the program gets run how it's supposed to, et cetera, et cetera.
All right, awesome. So
I don't have the fun part. I do the boss, leader stuff.
It's the important stuff. It's the backbone to what Square Root Academy is. So
let's call it that.
It's important stuff. Let's call it that. I love it. So you're tapping into your own artistic vision to create this bridge between Northern and Southern California and really influence and enhance STEAM.
Oh yeah. Well, we want to make sure that all kids have the opportunity to create, because typically a lot of kids were used to just being the consumers of technology, the consumers of these video games, all of these other different kind of things they're making. But we really like to do at Squared Academy is make sure that they know that they can be not just the consumers, but the creators.
Okay.
They can have a role in actively designing things in their community, designing things that bring them entertainment and joy, and really express their own creativity through things like this.
Okay,
Video
then.
game making, digital art, but I'm going to stop running my mouth. You were saying
Oh
that.
no, you're totally good. No, I this is really interesting stuff, right?
Mm.
So I personally love our community, the gaming community, right? And really developing new ideas, new products, new
Yeah.
services, all of that. So I completely understand why, something like this can be really exciting.
It is.
What are some of the projects that these students of yours or that these members of yours really participate and work with?
Oh goodness! I mean, so we like to have fun. My team, there's a bunch of different folks on there, all different kinds of enthusiasts. Whether it's a video game enthusiast, digital arts enthusiast, mechanical engineering, anime, chemical engineering. We have a bunch of different kind of like skill sets. So we make sure that we have all of these diverse different types of people in there, so we can teach our kids all that there is to offer within the STEAM realm. So on any given day, we might be teaching them about construction management, digital art, coding, laser cutting, 3D modeling, 3D design, you name it. More than likely, we have someone on the team or access to someone that can actually teach that to our kiddos.
I love it. So you're giving them really the pathway to be creative, to take their vision and turn it into a reality, and then gain all that support that they need in order to get from a thought to actual implementation.
Well, it's important. I mean, that's kind of how the world is going these days, Donna. It's not just, we no longer have to fit into this cookie cutter kind of like job structure. You can create your own future. You can create the world around you. You can create your own job. So what we really try to do is just give them the tools and then empower them to do whatever it is that they want to do.
Awesome. True entrepreneurial spirit right there. All right.
And all of our programming is completely free, no
Okay.
cost. We want to make sure that it's super accessible. So we have programming at our co-working space, Lab 7 Co-working, almost every Saturday. So come check us out.
Where's Lab 7?
It's on 21st and Broadway, Sacramento, California.
Fantastic. So just right here in the capital.
Right here in the capital.
Fantastic. And how do people get a hold of you if they want to connect with you and all of
And
your
our
various
team?
resources?
Sure. They can reach out to us at admin@squarerootacademy.com.
Okay.
Or just go to squarerootacademy.com, check out our website, get on our mailing list, and stay in the loop of all the different stuff we have going on.
All right, awesome. Well, Nick, thank you so much for coming out, hanging out,
Yes.
talking with everybody. I mean, it has been an absolute pleasure. I'm definitely going to have my kiddo reach out
Please do.
and start her little portfolio, right? Because, I mean, you got to start somewhere.
You got to start
So,
somewhere. Got to start them now.
absolutely. Well, thank you so much.
Been a pleasure, Donna.
We're going to go ahead and shoot it back over to Taylor.
Hi, yes, I'm here with Anne-Marie and Emily Schleiner from Carrot House Games. They are presenting Elsa's Brew. This is not your first rodeo, though, Emery. This is your sixth, maybe seventh game?
Yes, I'm an independent art game developer, and I've been working on games for quite a number of years. Our latest game, Elsa's Brew, that I worked on with my sister Emily Schleiner, is a game about witchcraft that we're really excited about. It's in virtual reality, and you collect herbs for an herbal potion. It's based on the actual life of a woman who was convicted and executed for witchcraft, but we go back to an earlier, happier time in her life, to a village in Austria, and you walk around the village and you find each ingredient and learn about what it does and whether it makes you immune or makes you good for a love potion, or different ingredients do different things in the game, and then you bring them back and you put them together for your potion and move on to the next level of the game.
I think that's really interesting that not just this game, but everything else that you've done, like Carrot House being an educational studio, there's always something that people have to get out of it. And in this case, it sounds like there's a little bit of history involved in there, right?
Right. I've been working with Emily, who is interested in the history of witchcraft, and we came across the life of a woman Elsa Planiker, who grew up in Austria, and we read her book, we ordered it in German and read her book in German and learned all about her life. And then we decided, well, it was a difficult life, but we went back to a certain point in time when things were more happy with her third husband, Franz Planiker, when she was living in the village with him. And that's when you are trying to build your potion before you have like a ticking clock inside the game, because as a game designer, that's something we always try to do, is to make it more exciting by putting in time limits. So you have the moon is slowly rising inside the game, and by the time it reaches its peak, that's when you have to craft your potion.
So we got time limits. We have, how much of that lore have we inserted into the game, or like is it a mix between that and the ingredients? I guess that's for Emily. What do you think? How much witchcraft are we actually learning here?
That's a great question. I'd say that the project is really focused on trying to be historically accurate or at least relevant. So, we've gone through and tried to learn about medieval medicine and also just, witchcraft, during this time period. And I think that one of the interesting things about it is that there seems to be kind of like a division between medicine in and of itself, just people applying, what we would think of as modern medicine, just applying different, herbs or whatever, and then also, but for a lot of this time period, people would do a chant or, do some kind of ritual every time they actually, wanted to have some kind of healing thing happen. So that's where it gets kind of interesting with designing a game.
We learn chants in Elsa's Brew also. Is it going to be like a Skyrim-esque thing with our yells and our chants and our things to help heal also, or is this just strictly potion making?
Right now it's just potion making, but there's some interaction with audio and other things like that. We'll see where that goes next.
Cool. This is your first venture into VR, is that right?
Yes, it's a virtual reality game built with Unreal Engine 5, and you are completely immersed inside this village and walk around it. It's a lot of fun.
It looks a lot of fun. I've seen the not the demo, but you showed me some gameplay footage. It looks really great. It's available out there on the floor today at CCS. Check out Elsa's Brew. Thank you, Emily. Thank you, Anne Marie. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. All right, we are here with John P. McGrath. John, welcome.
Yes, I represent myself with my little game prototype, Fintail Gladiator.
Fintail Gladiator, tell me a little bit about what the game is about.
The game basically the game is about endless survival arena against opponent fish. Each fish combatant has a tail blade. The tail is used to slash opponents. Once the opponents are small, they eat the small fry fish.
That's fantastic. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, that came from various game prototypes. First was a shooting racing hybrid, then platform color matching, monster clearing thingy, which were too complicated. I want something simple, and funny enough, the first thing I did was do a fish that go in and out of water with a tail to bounce. But then, to make AI, had to put it all underwater. And from there on, I iterated the game very slowly, 2019 until 2020, then stopped until 2022 for GDC, and then beyond.
Oh, fantastic. So is it still in development now?
It's in prototype phase. I do plan to expand it, but gotta find the right opportunity, as it is the truth for any game creation hobbyists.
Absolutely, I completely understand. It is a long process. There's many steps, and it costs money. So do you hire people to help you with this, or do you do this all yourself?
I did it all by myself because I learned that the best people to do it is to do it oneself.
Oh my gosh.
Until I can make something good for hire, I'm gonna have to keep building it myself, and it costs no money.
Fantastic. You know what? You totally have everything dialed in. So, did you take art classes before? How did you integrate your own talents into creating this game?
I utilized Unity after college, since I tried doing a game programming from scratch, and it's like I want a game engine I could focus on simply making games and making games on and off as a part-time hobby. But then it's like Fintail Glare is my favorite game prototype because I managed to extend based on something simple. Movement controls only, no other buttons.
Oh my gosh, okay, that sounds like a game I could totally get into. Simple, it's easy to understand. You just slash your opponents, break them up into bite size, and then you get to eat them, right?
Yeah.
I love it. That's fantastic.
And I encourage you to play it out.
Okay, so you have it here at one of the booths.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Are you in this room here, or are you in the next door?
This room.
This room. I'm going to have to swing by your booth check it out, and then, see if I can try to slash a bunch of opponents. Now, is it like me versus an AI, or is it player versus player? How does that work?
Technically, in the prototype, it has options. On default, friendly fire is off.
Okay.
Although it is possible to turn on friendly fire, the game is built more of a players versus AI opponents. Although friendly fire is enabled, which means players can harm each other.
Okay. So how many people can play at one time?
4 players simultaneous.
Fantastic. That's awesome. Well, I think we are just about to run out of time here. So, do you have any other last things that you would like to tell our audience?
Start making small stuff. That'll help you in the long run. Try to do small stuff yourself first.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for coming in. Really appreciate your time. How can people get a hold of you if they want to reach out about the game?
Mr. JBRPG, Twitter. You can also use a Gmail, which is mrjbrpg@gmail.com.
Fantastic. Well, John, thank you so much for coming and talking with us and sharing your game. We look forward to seeing you around, and I will stop by your booth.
Yeah, I'm here with Trayvon Taylor from Ninja 5 talking about Bullock Mayan Warfare. This has been a long project for you. Trayvon, talk about it a little bit.
Very long. Been working on it. Started back in October, November of 2015. Got the full team together back in February of 2016. So it's been almost 7 years. It's like we rebuilt the game 3 to 4 times.
Oh, like from the ground up, starting all over again?
Certain components.
Okay.
The gameplay, we just add to the gameplay, kept redoing the graphics.
So where's it at now?
Oh, it's ready.
It's ready.
It's the Death Star.
I see the smile on his face.
Ready.
The Death Star is ready. You closed up all of the exhaust ports, so no one's going to come in and blow it up, hopefully.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't... We took care of that.
All right, very good.
We learned our lesson back in 2018. So this might be Death Star number 2. 3, Starkiller Base.
Nice, love it. Tell us about the game.
So Bullock Mayan Warfare, so it's an action RPG. You wield magic in one hand and a melee weapon in the other hand. You play as the Nakam, an elite Mayan warrior. You fight against rival Mayan tribes and the invading conquistadors.
Whoa.
I think it's awesome.
Is it your idea?
I came up with the idea.
Yeah, nice.
Yes.
Oh, awesome. Where did the inspiration come from for that?
The inspiration came from just studying ancient history back in college. One of the cultures that fascinated me was Mesoamerica. So, like the Aztecs, Zapotecs, the Mayans. So I kept doing some more studying, and I really loved the architecture for the Mayans. And I realized, I said, hey, you don't really see games about that culture. Not that many. They're usually like puzzle games, or you'll see it maybe in Civilization or the Total War series, but nothing.
Or like Zuma's Revenge.
Yeah, something like that. So I said, hey, let me make a game let me take that culture and allow people to experience it in video game format. And of course, it has to be fire magic because I
was going to say, that's a pretty hot take, given magic to these ancient societies with historical tie-ins. Did they really have magic back then?
That's up for debate.
I guess we don't know. It's not written down anywhere, right?
Yeah, I wasn't there. I will say this. The game is named after the Mayan god of war and sacrifice, Bullock Chuptun. So I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing the name. So, like I said, he's the Mayan god of war and sacrifice. So in the game, when you damage your enemies, you take their blood and it can be used for spells.
Whoa.
Or if you're low on blood for the magic, you just sacrifice your own health.
That's okay. That's kind of like using instead of having MP, it's like you're pulling from your health, and if you don't have enough, you can't do your magic.
You go out there and you kill enemies and take their blood. You power your spells. And we have a whole bunch of spells too. We have a lightning, a wind blast spell, fire spell. You can teleport. Let's see what other spells.
But for now, for us as players, what can we expect to see being pulled out of that Unity 5 engine?
Compared to where we started, or just in...
Sure.
Okay, we have better graphics, better lighting. We brought out better lighting. I say let's AAA now. I will make that claim. You see, we don't post as much. We don't post all our updates all the time. So you might look on the internet, you go to Google Images, that's from months ago. And even then, that's kind of dangerous too, because the game looks different than it did 2 months ago.
Yeah, interesting.
That's the kind of team that I have.
Which is why you're here at CCS today, showing off what you've been working on.
Exactly. And I'm eager. I'm eager for the world to see what we have.
That's really, really cool.
Thank you.
All right, well, 7 years in development. It's finally here. Bullock Mayan Warfare on the floor at CCS. Go ahead and enjoy it. It should be a good time.
Huge shout out to Trayvon. Trayvon, I can't believe that you have spent 7 years making this game. I mean, that is an incredible amount of time. But I mean, all that progress is looking just phenomenal. So,
Hi, can I crash this?
Hi, welcome back.
Thank you. Oh, did you miss me?
Absolutely, always,
Yeah.
always, yeah. So what did you end up doing out there?
Too much to list. There are so many booths, so many cool things to see. Instead
Okay.
of just telling you, how about I show you?
Oh yeah, please do,
Yes,
please do.
you and
Yeah, we
everyone
get a
else,
little
take a look at what's out there. It's a fun time.
insider stuff.
Yeah.
Woo! Yeah, baby! Woo! Woo! CCS! Woo!
All right. I don't even need to play this one. It just looks pretty. Everyone, this is Jamel. Jamel, what's going on here today?
Hey, I have my own table. You know, I'm presenting my game, trying my best. You know how it is.
Wait, you have a game?
I have a game, yeah.
Gosh, and you're showing it off at CCS today?
Yes, I am.
So weird. So I like your sticker, though. That's pretty cool.
I love me some FIFA.
Who doesn't?
I know.
What are you doing?
Trying to figure out how to finish this game.
Is it hard?
Kind of.
Are they helping you?
Not really.
You guys, you're not supposed to make games that people can't beat, but games with donuts, though, I will always give a thumbs up to. This is unsound. I can't hear it. Watch out for the lava! Watch out for the lava! Don't go in the lava!
I don't know, man. They're hitting your foot.
Yeah, sure it did. Let's go to the next room. Come on, go to the other room. Come on, the other room. Come on, we're going to the other room. Come on, we're going to the other room. Wow.
Heart to Heart is a game we're working on right now, very much seed early stage. It's a game meant to teach people what to do when others are dealing with anger, depression, or anxiety.
Oh, this is like real.
Yeah, absolutely. So social, mental health, basically how to navigate those conversations, because a lot of people don't really understand that. What happens is, like, you're upset, you go speak to somebody, and they try to help but probably make you more upset.
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, not fun. Usually in those situations, I'll just find myself a box of Gushers. This will help me get through the rest of my day. I'm going to roll a D20. That's the kind of day I'm having, folks. I hate this guy. No, this guy. Who's that guy? What's he doing there? Come on, get him! Where are the donuts? Do you have any donuts left?
I don't, actually.
Write a suggestion. Get more donuts.
All right, we see Bowser here. He's doing really good. He's taking around these corners here. We got Metal Mario we got to worry about. What do you think?
I'm on the wrong show. I gotta get out of here. Hi, can I help talk to you about the Sacramento developer?
Oh, you gotta go. I'm sorry.
Just because your earrings are cool doesn't mean that I can't be here.
Yeah, but that's my fault.
I'm gonna get my own spot.
my goodness, that is so much. I can't believe
It was pretty fun.
Yeah, I can't believe you were able to look at all that stuff in that amount of time that you were gone. That's crazy.
Been here for 4 hours.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. But there's so much more. I want to go check it out. So maybe we should,
You definitely should. It should be your turn. So let's
Okay.
close the show out. Let's say thank you
Sorry,
for
y'all.
watching, and thank you to everyone here at the Capital Creative Showcase 2022 for showing their games off, for being such a cool contributor, and being a creative person who is willing to put the work into making your games happen. I love you for that. I love playing them, and I can't wait till next year now.
Absolutely. And, huge shout out to all the organizers from Sacramento Developer Collective and everybody that's participated and volunteered to make this event happen. It really couldn't be this successful without everybody's help in the community. So huge shout out to everybody that organized this.
We'll see you next year, CCS. Until then, happy gaming, great gaming, good gaming. GG's, everyone.
GG's.
GG's, everyone.
See y'all.